Hey everyone, it's me, Larry Andrews again. And today I want to talk about more 2A assholes and how poors are people too. So the last time I went through this, I got some responses. Point is this: there's a lot of people in the gun community and in the Second Amendment community that are 2A assholes. They're just assholes, and they use the Second Amendment in order to be assholes. These are people that if you don't spend X amount of money on a firearm, you're not really a gun person. You're not really a Second Amendment advocate. You're not really this. You're not enough of that. You know, the same guys, if you don't own at least 5 different firearms to do 5 different things, you're weak, you're inferior, you're a poor. Well, I'm here to say screw that. I have a bunch of guns at my disposal, and they're all relatively inexpensive because I'm about bang for the buck, excuse the pun, but I don't want to have to pay $900 for one firearm, or when I could get 2 firearms for that same $900 and a bunch of ammo. Now, that being said, I do have 2 expensive firearms. I'll get to those last. But so the last video, I showed you a Tanfolio BTA 95? BTA 90? Tanfolio. Little, I'll put a picture of it. Little 9mm stainless steel. The thing's a brick, but because I have big hands, the grip is nice. It's a double stack 9mm, decent grip, heavy gun, like 0 recoil. And I didn't pay a lot for it. I paid very little for it. I found it in the back corner of a case in a pawn shop here in Florida. The guy was cool. He's like, yeah, I've had that thing sitting around for a long time. Blah, blah, blah. Bought it because I thought it was cool because it was different. And I didn't have, at that time, I didn't have a 9mm. So today on, poors are people too, excuse me, I have this. This is a 1911. I like 1911s. I have 2 1911s. I have this 1911 because one of my 1911s I gave to my former girlfriend. I transferred it to her before I left California. Left her with a bunch of ammo and a bunch of magazines so she would have something to shoot with and protect herself. But this, I don't know if you can see or not, is a Zig M45 Tisas from Turkey. This is an import. It's empty. I'll show you why it's empty. I can see you. So there you go. So it's safe. Plus, as far as I am concerned, I just like the 1911. It's very comfortable. It's got the trigger pull is wonderful. It's a good gun. I know people hate the 1911. You get the tactical people, the tactical people. Ugh, can't have a 1911 because it's old and this and that. But you know what? This thing goes, when I pull that trigger, this thing goes bang every time. The biggest problem you have with a 1911, whether it's a budget, cheap, inexpensive, budgety gun, this was a little over $400 after tax. The problem you have with these are the magazines, because there's so many manufacturers of these types of firearms. There's so many people that make 1911s, and there's a bazillion different magazine makers out there. So if you don't get the right magazine for your firearm, it's not going to work. It's going to jam. Jam sandwich. It's going to jam. It's going to fail to feed. Failure to eject. There's going to be all kinds of problems with it. So you got to get the right magazines. For this particular one, the Mechgar 8 round magazines work, period. I've shot about 500 rounds through this thing so far. Oh, and for those that are complaining about the ammo shortage, as they say, I bought cheap and stacked deep 2 years ago. So I got plenty of ammo to practice with. I'm not worried about it. And then I have a bunch of special occasion loads for various things that I use when I'm actually carrying. And I carry this. It's got a shorter barrel. It's, for me, I'm 6'2", so it's pretty compact. I keep it in a cross draw. I know, whatever. Oh, it takes too long, you'll die. No, I won't. And that's the other thing too. So again, this is a good truck gun. It sits in my truck, sits in my motorcycle when I'm riding, or it's on my hip. And if this isn't on my hip, the other little 9mm is on my hip. But I like it. It fires 45 ACP, and then, oh, fat and slow. It's not fat, it's not enough. Oh, like, again, I'm not getting into a firefight. And that's the problem a lot of these 2A assholes and a lot of these gun assholes complain about is, oh, you only got 8 rounds. Yeah, but I can switch mags really fast. Okay? And I carry cocked and locked. What does that mean? Well, for those that don't know how a 1911 works, yes, you have a thumb safety, which people hate. Oh, you're going to put the safety on when you don't want to. No. Okay, I'm left-handed, so it's hard to show you. When you pick it up, you thumb it down. And when you're firing, thumbs forward, you're thumbing down. It's all about getting used to your particular firearm. So you thumb it down. When it's in the holster, it's up. And when it's up, so look, see that? It's not moving. It won't move. It won't move at all until I grip it. It's called a grip safety. So when the grip safety's on, now it'll move, but oh, it still won't move. Why? Because it's locked. So I'm going to unlock it. Now it's unlocked. Still won't fire. Why? Because I don't have my hand on the grip. Now it'll fire. There is no accidental discharge with this firearm, this type of firearm. If you do it right, it's the safest thing out there. And there's also the half cock option. So you put one in the chamber, make sure there's one, put your magazine in, load it into the chamber, and you half cock it and put it in your belt so that when you pull it out, you cock it on the way up, it's ready to go. See? Half cock. Even with it, that trigger's not going to fire. It's a single action. Single action meaning when you pull the trigger, it releases the hammer. It's not going to do it. Nothing's going to happen. See? Ain't happening. No matter what I do, I could throw this thing on the ground. It's not going to fire. I could fully cock it, throw it on the ground. It's not going to fire until I grip it and pull the trigger. So for all you people out there screaming and yelling, jumping up and down that, oh no, you can't carry a 1911. Forget 1911s. 1911s are inadequate. They're obsolete. They're too old. They're not useful anymore. Bullshit. That thing loads up with Full Metal Jacket round balls. That thing loads up with jacketed hollow points. No problem. Why? Because I know the firearm. I have the proper I test magazines before I do anything. So I know the magazines work. That gun works. Not a problem. So all you 2A asshole snobs out there, I like my 1911. That particular one was very inexpensive, and it goes bang every time. And that's all that counts. So people out there that might be, you know, nervous and afraid and like, oh my God, I got to spend all this money. You don't. There's no need to spend $1,000 on one handgun if that's all you can buy is one. Don't spend $1,000 on it. Get something relatively inexpensive and then load up with ammo. And again, I'm not promoting that particular brand. Okay? There's a lot of stuff coming out of Turkey that is really inexpensive that work. A lot of semi-auto shotguns coming out of Turkey that work really well. And I'll show you one next time.